Add astro. Thank you for Add astro.
An orange snow dances in the air?
You must be the ones.
That's right.
We've met before.
I've only ever seen these two in murals.
Ah, the paintings in the temple. They show us chatting, playing cards, playing chess. Precisely the activities we most enjoy, funnily enough.
No, only you enjoy playing chess. We were just humoring you.
I wouldn't go that far.
Back to the matter at hand. A preliminary assessment by the academia indicates that this project requires expertise in various disciplines, including the deciphering of ancient texts, mechanical engineering, the restoration of ancient ruins, and elemental theory. The most capable minds in their respective fields are here before you. If there are no objections, we'd like to begin our work.
The artisans who built Aru for Al-Ahmar gave their very lives to create this splendid work. Follow their example by giving your utmost devotion to this project.
I didn't know that. We'll do our best, of course, but we certainly won't be sacrificing our lives.
Such brazen words.
No, that's not what he meant. Please, don't mind him. He shares your sentiments, just not your, penchant for hyperbole. Assuming that's what you were going for?
I just think it's important to manage expectations.
Forgive my lack of... Here's a first draft of the project proposal for your perusal. Please let us know if you have any requests. Normally, I'd have made it look a lot more visually appealing, but we were really pressed for time on this occasion. I hope you'll forgive me if it's a little rough around the edges.
Naturally.
If my fellow ministers deem the...
Why are you so preoccupied with the...
Exactly.
This is Aru...
We certainly will. Thank you for your assistance.
You may attempt to lay out punishment.
King Deshre...
Is that true?
Naturally.
Have you noticed that the Goat King
He understands the art of
Excuse me for being blunt, but it sounds...
You're mistaken. And while there's nothing strictly wrong with making every conversation about yourself, it's not exactly a positive tendency either.
You? Whatever. I knew it'd be like this working with you. All right, let me past. I need to look at this console.
It's your job to activate it after all. Let's begin. Everyone, please proceed with the external checks and preparations as per the procedures outlined.
Hello there, youngsters.
Whoa, the Ibis King came to...
What do you mean, came to life? I've been alive the whole time.
You...
I've reviewed the proposal. The work you're planning to carry out on this grand device is ambitious in its scope. You have ample
I wouldn't say I'm...
You are the top scholars of your day. I trust you are aware that...
Aru and the Akasha? I thought the Akasha...
And you too?
You've read the instruction...
An instruction manual? The Akasha has an
It used to sit on a shelf in the corner at the House of Dana. Not the most popular read. If the manual is to be believed, Aru was in...
What? But there are so few records about Aru anywhere. And practically none of the scientific expeditions into the desert had anything to do with it.
Ah, but this is something you could not possibly have known. You may have heard many stories about the desert, but what is the most important aspect of history? Consider this a quiz. Anyone from Vahumana present?
I'm from Vahumana. It's, well, veracity.
Precisely. And a large part of veracity is the chronological order in which events, I may as well tell you. Then she created the Jinn, and it was the first and greatest alliance. We should speak with reverence of this covenant between the three, which transcended both time and life. For they promised that in Sumeru, wisdom would be shared with all. All the great changes in Sumeru's history began with the goddess of flowers. For King Deshret's sake, she pried into the secrets of Celestia, and for this was burned to ashes by the flames of wrath. So grieved was King Deshret by her passing that he lost all interest in state affairs and devoted himself instead to the knowledge that she had brought back. It was after learning of the technology from that floating island in the sky that he first conceived of Aru. And so, the Akasha was inspired by Aru, while the basis for Aru itself came from Celestia's technology.
Well, if the two share a common technological origin, then connecting one system to the other is an entirely feasible idea.
Unbelievable. Have you no reverence at all for celestial technology?
No, I do, but there's no time for that. The schedule is too tight. Blame it on the deadline.
Perhaps you could try coming up with our cutoff dates.
You know what it's like having to turn around 5 different drafts in one day? I wouldn't wish it on my worst enemy.
Yeah, also, Sir Ibis, King, you don't plan on getting directly involved at all, do you?
Yes, well, you strike us more as having come to give a popular science lecture. Or, wait, does this count as more of a first-hand witness statement?
Neither. Anyway, this sounds like far too much work for me.
Still, if Aru is so powerful, why didn't King Deshret use it for more ambitious ends?
Because it was never fully completed. King Deshret had grand plans, but he perished before they could come to fruition. In the beginning, his wish was to create something that could rival the very world itself. The Lord of Flowers sacrificed everything for that ambition. What he desired, she bestowed, and thus was knowledge brought into the world. Her courage and sacrifice had to be honored with the most splendid of monuments, or King Deshret would surely have deemed it a grave injustice. And that monument, built from knowledge and technology, etched with a sacrificial and courageous love, even in its unfinished form, it deserves to be treasured. At that time, King Deshret said the following to the Lord of Dendro. Since we share an eternal covenant, I shall never be your enemy. Hence, the fruit of wisdom from the heavens is not to be devoured. Remember, it is not that I lack the power to become the enemy of wisdom. Yet you and she have taught me much and shown me kindness. For this, I cherish you both. In the end, Aru was only used to store a portion of the souls. It was but a primitive form of the masterwork the king had envisaged. His final hope for Aru was to return to the past, when she yet lived.
So the point you're making is, King Deshret was both powerful and ambitious, and he only ceased his imperious ways out of affection for the goddess of flowers and the Dendro Archon. You could see this as an act of mercy, but you could also see it as the sentiments that lay between these three gods placing constraints on him. This was, after all, the foundation of the alliance between them.
This explains why Aru was both a prison and a monument, and why the answer to the 3 questions was time.
You have to be careful who you get involved with, or you invite all manner of misfortune. This is as true for gods as it is for humans. Love is the same. It is both a prison and a monument. All right, let us pause the story here for now. Seeing as you've been so diligent, I'll offer a little help. Who's in charge again? Is it you two?
Ah, yes, me and him.
Now then, close your eyes. Wisdom hides in the space between the tangible and the intangible. It is to convey the incommunicable through the simplest of mediums. By the power of King Deshret, I shall grant you a glimpse into the unseen secrets that lie at the threshold of existence.
Where did this come from? Is it a new mechanism?
It looks more like some form of externalized information. You've rendered it visible?
Just as the Akasha allows you to access a greater range of knowledge, the power of our king permits one to perceive ingenuities that do not belong to this world. This is no ordinary mechanism. It reflects the internal structure of Aru. Whether you choose to increase or decrease, keep or discard. Come, use these to achieve the outcome you desire.
Looks mechanical to me. Better let me handle it, just in case. But wait, how do I get up there?
Turn around.
So that's where the elevator is!
Where's my...
Obelisks were used to record important information in the ancient desert civilization. Hey, Al-Haytham, there's some writing here I'll need you to decipher. I've sent it to your screen. Do you see it?
Got it. It's a little blurry, but I should manage.
Take a look and tell me what it says. Oh, and I'll send any other similar text directly to you from now on.
Let's start with this one. Looks like cultural information from the...
If so, I suggest you delete it.
Words thrown together merely for fun. I had no idea Aru kept a record of this.
Well, as long as you're certain that this is strictly private information, that's fine.
It is unimportant.
All right, well, I guess I'll start now. Found some more. Sending them over to you now.
These are all reports about the Gurubad conflict.
Can we delete them?
I'd say so. Most of this information has already been archived anyway.
What if there are details in there that Vahumana...
They'll just have to live.
Yeah, you're right. Oh, there's some other similar monuments nearby. I'll... Another monument!
Hold on.
You're still reading it? How long is it?
It records the development and governance of the Oasis civilization. Most of it concerns the Jinn, but it also contains records left by the artisans who built Aru.
Is it important?
Some of it. There was no way for me to read the whole thing in its entirety, so I had to rely on my intuition to pick the parts worth keeping.
What about the artisans' records? What do they mention?
They're speculations, mostly. For instance, they were wondering how to protect themselves if King Deshret decided to silence them after the construction of Aru was complete.
Sounds like pure mythology to me. Surely that kind of thing didn't really happen.
The records do emphasize that this was merely their conjecture based on various myths. Still, the artisans did leave details of their plans to survive, including blueprints for their escape route.
Even that got recorded? Okay, well, I'll make a copy of this first before I delete it.
Is that truly necessary? You won't be needing those.
No, the blueprints are important. I want to keep them as a memento. I think that should just about do it.
It meets the requirements of the contingency plans, so we should be good.
I gotta say, it's the strangest feeling, this cross between reality and the intangible. It's like drifting between life and death, or in and out of a dream, using my own hands to manipulate illusions that are forever out of reach.
Chasing dreams in the most literal sense. Definitely a novel experience.
What happens if my spirit just floats away?
That won't happen. Anyway, I wouldn't celebrate just yet if I were you. There's likely to be a phase 2 of this project.
All right. I'd better keep my wits about me then.
Traveler from afar, do you worry for the fate?
Woo! It's so...
Greetings, Crocodile King.
Please be at ease. I'm just here to chat with...
Sounds like you really care about her.
Yes, although to be exact...
Speaking of Nihida, Paimon was wondering...
Wait a moment.
What is it?
I tried calling out to a pep, but this can only mean that she...
All the gods who served King Deshret seemed super surprised.
Are you aware of the history between her and our king? Then you are learned indeed. At the end of his life, King Deshret tricked the Dendro Dragon into... The Dendro Dragon despised King Deshret, yet he outwitted her. Rather than bringing disaster to the land, the Dendro Dragon stands for the glory, and so her willingness to help the Dendro Archon through this crisis...
Yep, Nahida did her a huge favor.
So Lesser Lord Kusanali put an end to the Dendro Dragon's many long years of torment. As much as she loathes the Seven, a pep knows kindness when she sees it. No wonder she was willing to make an exception.
Yeah, that's the sense we got from dealing with her, too.
She is not incapable of coexisting with other living things. Rather, she actively chooses to avoid coexistence. And this despite the fact that she symbolizes life itself. How ironic. All of this being said, I wouldn't expect too much from her if I were you. Nothing will change her hatred towards humanity and gods.
We'll keep that in mind. Anyway, how much longer do you think Nahida needs to stay with the pep? For all we know, the Fatui might still be in the desert. I'm alright, Paimon. Huh? Was that Nahida's voice?
It seems the treatment was...
Since when do my deeds require your evaluation?
Ah! Here will do just fine.
I had no intention of taking you any further. One ought not...
You always hide your kindness away like an oasis within a sandstorm. Only those who make it through the swirl...
You dare appraise my being?
No. I'm expressing my gratitude.
Awake already. You are more resilient than I thought.
Pep. I feel much better.
Gods and their gratitude mean little to me. I would rather you give me your assurance that the situation with Irminsul and Sumeru's ley lines will be competently managed. If I suffer any ill effects...
I understand what you require. But I would assume this task even if you did not demand it. Sumeru is my responsibility.
A farcical notion. God of Sumeru, I hope you realize how...
And yet, maybe it is precisely...
Then hold steady.
Well, I'll be. Is that a pep? Do my eyes deceive me? Of all places...
I see that after all this time, El Ahmar's menagerie of ministers remain as vile as ever.
It's a pleasure, Dendro Dragon. Had you arrived but a little sooner, you might have attended a meeting of the Seven Pillars.
What a nauseating thought. You are not the first insects I have had the displeasure of dealing with today. A swarm of them tugged on my tail on my way over. Goodness knows what hovels they crawled.
What did you do with them?
I cast them away. What would you have me do? Keep them as trinkets? Boer, this is where we shall part ways. To be clear.
Then I wish you peace as you return to your dwelling place.
It matters not to me. Simply refrain from bothering me again.
A force to be reckoned with.
Hold on, just hold on, okay? We're almost there. We made it. Huh? Wait, that's... Uh-oh, I'm gonna fall. Well, that's a relief.
The Dendro Archon's familiars. They are the last thing I expected.
Huh? Wait, what are the Aranara doing here? Obviously I was worried about the Dendro Archon. I've been supporting them with my party. Oh, they seem pretty nervous. Is it because there are too many? Not just people. It's all these non-human beings, too. I can't believe you made such a long and dangerous journey just for my sake. I'll have to ask everyone to wait while I help our new arrival settle in. Once I'm done, I'll gather everyone to discuss our next steps. Traveler, Paimon, shall we find a place for our friends to stay? Awesome! Let's get... Well, first Okay, Hello, everyone. It's only us. It must be very tough for you coming all the way out here, especially since you don't like the Veluca. Everyone's here. Good. Are you okay? You look like you were about to pass out back there. Then you're forgetting. Red I suppose everyone is gathered here because of me. As we can see, the situation is critical, and everyone is very busy with their various tasks, so... I can't thank you enough. Right now, we're focused on restructuring Aru, processing excess information, and helping restore everyone's confidence. I'm sure you'll find it all very straightforward. I can help too. Just let me know where I'm needed. Up to no good. Traveler, Paimon. I have other work to attend to here that needs to take priority. Could I trouble you to investigate the situation Arabal— No problem. Leave it to us. Thank you. I'm counting on you. There's one other thing. If you are to work There's nothing to fear. No one here will hurt you. But if you do feel afraid... Very well. Now, I shall bestow a small blessing upon you all. Whenever people see you... Do not fear. We will fix... Everyone's here. Wonderful.
Dendro Archon, you're back. Are you recovering all right? You mustn't push yourself too hard.
I'm doing very well. Thank you for your concern. I see. Using the power of Aru to reboot the Akasha and gain access to Irminsul. It's a sound plan, although... I regret to be the bearer of bad news, but with the state that Irminsul is currently in, it's impossible to access via traditional means. Even the Akasha won't change that.
Alas, we had feared this may be the case.
And what about non-traditional means?
Non-traditional means?
Are you saying...
Desperate times call for new measures.
Squall Fury!
The Aranara have good in...
Given everything that's going on,
Miss Nefer, as a professional intelligence...
not one that I'm willing to volunteer.
Let's say I'll treat this as a pilot project aimed at a...
I like the sound of that. Glad we're on the same page.
Given that you rarely set foot in Sumeru, practically no one at Caravan Rebot knows who you are.
I take it you've read the files on everyone in the area?
Yes. I also skimmed the list of evacuees, and am more or less up to date on where everyone stands.
Any initial suspects?
Limiting the scopes to males whose recent activity could be viewed as suspicious. I've identified. The Aranara saw 2 people talking, but currently we only have 1 suspect. The other person was probably just a messenger, and in all likelihood has already left Caravan Rebot.
Everyone is heading for the desert per the evacuation order. Anyone willing to turn back at this stage is almost certainly with the Fatui.
There's no way it was a spur-of-the-moment decision to act at a time like this. This spy must have been planted long ago. We need to smoke him out from wherever he's hiding.
Sounds like you have the beginnings of a plan. I see.
So far, we still lack solid evidence that he's been bribed.
Then let's get closer to him to confirm before we make our move. I can handle it. I'm not—
And you're certain you've never encountered this person in Nodcry?
I'm certain. Besides, it's extremely rare for me to have had any direct contact with Sumeru mercenaries besides Jet. Sino, stay out of sight and wait for my
Understood. I'll take...
Excellent. Well, it's a pleasure working with you. Darker skin, scar, nothing unusual about how he dresses or a coin. Sorry to bother you. Has everyone here already left? I don't suppose you happen—
Ma'am, what are you doing in Caravan Rebat all by yourself? The main group evacuated some time ago. Didn't you pass them on the road?
My friend and I lost some of our cargo along the way. And then there was a terrible sandstorm. I guess I must have taken a wrong turn, because I didn't see any large groups on my way here.
Forgive me for asking, but just to be on the safe side, could you describe this friend of yours?
Sure. She has blonde hair, and she was wearing a hat and a white dress. You'd definitely know if you'd seen her.
Yes, I think that does ring a bell. Ah, my apologies. During this exceptional time, the Core of 30 are under orders.
I understand.
Hey, wait! They left a good while ago now. You'll never catch up with them on you.
That would be amazing. Traveling with a group will be much safer. I'll have to pay you for your trouble.
Hey, let's not worry about the money for now. Wait here a moment. Once I'm done packing up, I'll take you to join the rest of the group.
All right, thanks. Let me know if you need a hand carrying anything.
No need for that. I'm strong enough for both of us.
Okay. Well, I wish there was some way I could repay you. Guess it's my lucky day, running into someone who knows what they're doing here. You might have just saved my life, you know?
You're not wrong there. I mean, what kind of cargo is so important that it's worth risking your life to get back? I hope for your sake that it's priceless.
Actually, I suppose I can tell you, since you've been such a big help. But be sure to keep it to yourself, or we could both be in big trouble.
Oh, really? Sounds mysterious.
We're in the antiques business. You understand? Some of our goods aren't acquired through the most legitimate means. We have to be very discreet when we're selling them. That's why I had to go looking for the missing cargo alone.
Ah, no wonder. Well, ma'am, in that case...
I'm all ears. But
I'm sure that won't be a problem. My issue is, I have something that's a little difficult to sell on as well. Take a look at this.
Pure gold. That's quite something. How'd you come across it? Dig it out of some ancient tomb?
If you look hard enough, there are many treasures.
It has no distinct Snezhnayan markings. That'll be why he's going with that story. And he clearly doesn't want to arouse suspicion, so he's on the lookout for an opportunity. Surely you have any—
The shop—
I understand. Gold is the last thing that traders with cash—
As it happens, I'm just about done packing. Shall we make a move?
Sure. Let's—
This evacuation was a huge operation. They needed a few people to stay behind and tie up loose ends. And I ended up being one of them. You're lucky you ran into us in time.
I certainly am.
Hands where I can see them.
General Mahamatra! No, wait!
This is the coin? Good. Sadly, you won't have the chance to spend it.
Nicely done. Looks like Sumeru's Matra are a well-oiled machine nowadays.
Unmarked gold coins are quite Here's what's gonna happen. Southeast from here.
Great work.
Hers are quickly Looks like it's
Because I'm quickest on my feet.
because you know how to trail a target. Plus,
Fine.
one more thing.
Got it. Will do.
Are you sure you'll be okay on your own?
Gee, I don't know. Maybe you should...
Okay. Then Paimon's coming with you.
Really? You do know this is a stealth operation, right? Meaning, you have to be quiet?
Paimon, are you sure about this?
Well, Paimon at least wants to give it a shot. Like everyone says, if you never try, you'll never know. Besides, being the best guide into that has to count for something. This should be a piece of cake.
Fine. Join me if you want. But be warned. If anything goes wrong, I'll have to gag you and shove you into a bush.
No need! Paimon will be super careful. Promise!
Good. Then what are we waiting for? Let's go.
Ah! Coming! Coming!
Relax.
Behold!
Squall Fury!
Hawkeye! Wait up! Hey, slow down, will ya?
We're here. Now we wait.
Okay, yeah, cool. Cool.
What's on your mind, Paimon?
Huh? Nothing?
I thought all you cared about besides being a guide was food and sleep. Why the sudden urge to go on a dangerous mission?
What's that supposed to mean? Paimon's been on plenty of dangerous missions before.
But never on your own. You hardly ever leave the traveler's side. Just saying, I'm kind of at loose ends right now. So if you did want to share, I suppose I'd have to listen. If not, suit yourself. Makes no difference to me.
Hawkeye? Do you think Paimon is useless?
What? Where's that coming from?
When we were in Notcry, Paimon suddenly realized something. Even though Paimon's with a traveler every single day, whenever we face real danger, she can't do anything to help. Paimon doesn't get like this very often. She just got really scared when the traveler got kidnapped that time. What if he never came back? What would Paimon do then? And the more Paimon thought about it, the more useless she felt. But Paimon doesn't want to be a burden. Paimon wants to be a friend who's actually useful. Does that make any sense? You know, that feeling of just being completely useless and... Oh. Paimon probably sounds so ridiculous right now.
You asked the right person. Boy, do I know that feeling.
Oh, that guy.
I'm not gonna try and encourage you. What I will say is this. When you start doubting yourself, you have two choices. Give up or change. You have to make the decision to move forward. Otherwise, no amount of consultation from other people is gonna help you. So ask yourself, what do you want? To get stronger? To learn more? Whatever it is, go do it. You won't have any regrets if you can at least say that you tried.
Oh. Alright.
Something's not right. Shouldn't they be here by now? Paimon, is it just me? Or is it a little too quiet around here?
Should Paimon take a look?
We'll give it another hour. If nothing happens, we head back.
Okay. How strange. We've been here for ages. Where the heck are they? Have we been stood up? What is it? Did you think of something?
Something feels off about this whole situation, but I can't quite explain why. We know for sure that the guy Sinocot had something set up, yet somehow...
And how would they know to do that? Wouldn't they at least send someone here to check things out?
That's the problem. They couldn't possibly know what's happening here. Unless... This feels all too familiar. Come on, let's head back.
Even though this isn't a formal meeting, I'd still like to start by saying how grateful I am to each and every one of you. Thank you all for coming here and standing by our side.
Shesipank and Bennu are currently assisting the scholars with the maintenance of Aru. Please forgive their absence. As for Hermanubis...
There have been times when time has taken many things away, but that which remains is all the more...
I must say, you appear to be in good spirits, Lesser Lord Kusadali. But even so, I can...
Oh no! So even... perhaps don't worry, Paimon. It worked very well indeed. The issue is, Sumeru has undergone tremendous changes during your absence. When gods pass away, inevitably, people's faith in them grows weaker. You must have sensed it already. Your power is not what it once...
Regrettably, this is true.
I too have grown weaker due to the effects of Ermin's...
Then what do you suggest?
We take all the help we can get. Sumeru is ours.
Though Al-Ahmar is no longer with us, not to mention that it was the people of Sumeru who released us from this prison of Aru. Times have changed.
You really know how to give a rousing speech, Goti.
Now then, let us learn more about
the brightest minds of...
Correct. Irminsul has existed in Teyvat since the very beginning. But during the Age of the Dragons, it did not possess the significance it holds today. After the heavenly principles arrived, the power of the Light Realm was divided into elemental energy. Since then, everything in this world, as the Dendro Archon, I have a duty to protect Irminsul. To Sumeru, it is both a national treasure and undeniably a major threat. Teyvat has seen many upheavals in the last few years. But I made sure to monitor all the pathways through which an outside... I still believe that someone has actively invaded Irminsul. By entering Irminsul through death...
I see what you mean. You cannot simply stop all deceased souls from returning to the ley lines because of a potential invasion that could occur at any time.
That's right.
Please, understand how difficult this predicament was for the Dendro Archon.
Defense has never been an easy task.
After Irminsul was invaded, my authority was quickly restricted. Soon after that, the tree began denying...
I'm sure you feel
But the people of Sumeru should not have to endure this. We must find a way to break through the lockdown and connect to Irminsul.
And this is why you need Aru.
Yes. The only thing in Sumeru capable of rivaling Irminsul in terms of overall function and all I managed to do before falling. The scholar's initial plan was to borrow Aru's power to reboot the Akasha, then use the Akasha to connect to Irminsul. Unfortunately, Irminsul has suffered far greater damage than they first thought, rendering that plan futile. To rise to the challenge, we had to resort to to reclaim Irminsul. Her brightest scholars have made further modifications to Aru with multiple goals in mind. I thank you all for giving them your blessing.
Human wisdom has clearly improved over the millennia.
Together, we will do everything in our power to save Irminsul.
By the way, when you spoke earlier of an intruder...
Well, since you ask...
Master Tainari! What is that?
Is this Irminsul?
How did this happen? What's going on inside?
Luckily, we managed to evacuate everyone.
What in the world was that? That was terrifying!
Oh my. I understand now, Dendro Archon. You make yourself quite clear indeed.
Not once over the millennia has Irminsul been so terribly afflicted as this.
Please continue, Dendro Archon.
Irminsul's root system is what comprises the ley lines. In the past, it has become a tree of unbridled greed.
Blasphemy. From where I stand in a but if
The birth of this tree proves to me beyond, but to explain the situation in full, there...
Zandik. So it was
But didn't Dotori die and not cry? He must still have loyal followers amongst the Fatui.
I can confirm that Fatui forces have arrived in... Furthermore, Irminsul seems to be undergoing some kind of mutation. Evil branches are beginning to grow. Things that do not belong to this world are slowly but Sorry. I couldn't think of any other word to describe it.
A baleful tree, climbing up into the heavens.
Speaking of Dottore, I have some information on that front as well. I didn't think it was wise to state this out in the open. But my theory is...
You mean?
It's hardly a but as it happened, he's been a collaborator...
There is still much to be done. Everyone.
As per the discussions, the following groups, Mr. Alhaitham and Mr. Kave, the next phase of the Aru renovation project must begin right away. Godspeed to you both.
We'll give it everything we've got.
The plan looks feasible, but the implementation will require certain resources.
General Mahamatra Sino and his team.
No problem. I've already spoken with Sethos and Hat Guy, and they've agreed to assist me.
This kind of thing is best left to the fleet-footed, right? Hat Guy?
If it's efficiency you're after, we're the right people for the job.
Following up on the elemental energy amplifier we discussed, Miss Dory,
Yep, that's right. Leave it to Lord
Got it. Well, I'd like Madame Farazan, Kale, and Nicole to support Dory on the technical side.
You can count on us. Will do.
Rest assured, I'll take good care of Kale.
Dia, Candace, and Nefer, you'll be in charge of negotiating between the various parties. I trust you remember our goal.
You bet. We can handle it.
Good. I believe that covers everything. Tainari will provide ad hoc support.
Poor Tainari. Must be...
Hey, don't try and drive a wedge between us, you old rascal.
All it says to me is that
Exactly.
Finally, Traveler, you and I will head once that task is complete. I'll be at the Eternal Oasis? I thought that was just a legend. So
Regarding your trip to so regretfully, we won't be able to give the Pyro Archon
No point putting too much
Right.
don't worry about me. Plus, yes. I believe in myself. And I believe in well.
To what extent we can implement the final plan depends on how successfully the Akasha can be modified and configured. And to make sure the configuration works, Aru will also need some further optimization.
Yeah, no surprises there.
Once we roll this out, any Sumeru citizens who already have Akasha terminals can simply continue to use their existing... This still leaves us with a significant...
We'll need a supply of rare Time is not on our...
The Aru merge and renovation, as discussed. General Mr. Sethos is quite familiar with the layout of King Deshret's mausoleum.
I have every confidence. In the meantime, we may as well take a breather.
Makes sense. There's not much we...
Get information and stay close.
What is this, boot camp? Knock it off.
It's just Sino being Sino.
Everyone clear on our mission objective. Look at the excess primal constructs.
And King Deshret's 7 pillars agreed to it?
If they're just sitting there doing nothing, we might as well put...
Too slow. Behold! The wind rises. Yeah.
Excuse me? A sage's wisdom!
Unsightly insects! Squall fury! Ha! Relax. 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 Relax.
Nowhere to run! Through me, justice is served! Your penance is due! You stand condemned! Your penance is due! Surrender!
Way ahead of you! Behind you! Give me some space. You're dead! Bow your head! Way ahead of you!
Futile! Your sins weigh upon your soul! You stand condemned! Guilty!
Move or be moved! Give me some space. Behold!
You dare to gaze upon me?
Way ahead of you!
Nowhere to run!
Squall and fury!
These devices should still be usable even though they're broken down. Let's take them back for the others to review.
space. Behold. Upon the gale. Way ahead.
Futile! Judgment is upon you. You stand condemned! Guilty! You stand condemned! Your penance is due!
Sage's wisdom! How many do we need?
Enough to make an Akasha.
I remember you telling me how
The Academia declared the Akasha to...
Certainly sounds impressive.
Neither hat guy, no...
Well, if it all goes to plan...
Oh, goody! Thank you so much for handling the delivery. What a long way it was. I'm well aware what a bumpy, Oh, trust me. I'm patting myself on the back for my assembly work here. But will you really be needing all of this? According to our plan, yes, this...
I heard you covered a lot of the funding out of your own pocket.
Oh, that's an exaggeration. The Academia provided most of the... Of course, the real tragedy is how it's really quite a beautiful design.
Did you attend the lecture on light?
Of course I attended. I was just a little late, so I had to listen to the whole thing from outside the back door. Anyway, I have a perfectly good understanding of Light Realm.
Good to know. Master told me in private that the conversion process between Light Realm energy and elemental energy involves highly classified knowledge that shouldn't be disseminated too widely.
Well, you can't enforce a rule that everyone breaks. Is that the idea?
At first, the Dendro Archon was reluctant to explain it in great depth. To protect someone from such dangers means keeping them in the dark. But for someone to know and embody the wisdom within, they must It's an a tricky problem.
What do you mean? I get it. For instance, you and I share secret knowledge, while she and I take on the risks of life, death, and fate. Something like that? Hey, what? That is not what I call... Well, as they often say in Vahumana, an event that is monumental to the individual is negligible in the grand scheme of history. Generally, the fate of the individual is an insignificant affair.
Being from Amorta, where the subject of our research tends to be a lot more personal.
In other words, the big problem of survival has been broken down into many small, interconnected factors, and each one of us represents one of those factors. When the same secret is shared with a group of people, the same fate most people would find this unimaginable, but...
Sharing knowledge is a good way to fight against fate. All right. I think that...
Thanks a lot. But...
Okay, the materials are ready. We can proceed. Al-Haytham, how are you getting along?
Most of the information in...
Oh. Not lost to history,
Some are. All we can do is infer the meaning based on... Although, this section actually fills in some of the missing historical record.
After Aru started up, 2 more lines of text appeared here. Can you read them?
Humans may not read what is written by... Victory should not be easy to attain, for it symbolizes divine wisdom. Knowledge must not waver, for it has...
Is this a clue to solving a puzzle? You can't read it. Wait, I think I've got it.
A chessboard.
You were right. The youth of today are skilled at solving riddles.
Have the secrets buried in the desert not been unearthed over the years all the same? Since Aru is a place reachable through wisdom, this day was bound to come sooner or later.
Oh, I've always been against overly cryptic sentences. Don't you get tired of reading and writing all that?
Ah, it's you 3. Just in time. We've been delving deep into Aru, and now this board has appeared.
I've heard this was how you'd while away your free hours. You must be quite the experts by now in that case.
It is true. King Deshret's chess games are some of the most well-loved of all his wonderful creations. If you have ever been to Safhe Shatranj, you may well be familiar with the chess pieces you see here.
Is this chessboard supposed to be another visualization of the interior of Aru, then?
Naturally. Visitors, everything is ready. Only by completing the challenge on the board in accordance with the rules will you be permitted to overwrite Aru.
1 second. It's not dangerous, is it?
Dangerous? Why, yes, of course.
I should be the one to go, then. Wait for me here.
Sounds like the self-confidence of our present company has rubbed off on you.
Don't be ridiculous. I'm your upperclassman, and that means I have to look out for you.
I appreciate the sentiment, but a game of chess typically requires 2 players. Besides, I'm sure they won't let things get out of hand. Keeping things relatively safe is in your best interest too, isn't it?
Fair enough. I mean, you guys are controlling the difficulty, so please don't go too hard on us, all right?
Ah, but Bennu said he wanted to put some respect into these whippersnappers. All right, all right.
Thank you. Obviously, we'll still try to be careful. This doesn't seem like ordinary chess. Is the goal to defeat the opponent?
No, you must enter the board and pass the trials we have placed there.
Ready?
Let's do it.
The first trial is posed by me.
I don't think this is gonna stop us.
Ah, but the key to this game lies in working together. Otherwise, you will be deemed to have broken the rules.
Looks like it's up to me. Marak, can you open it?
King Deshret's favorite primal construct. Living on in suitcase form, of all things. Amusing.
Ho-ho! Excellent work. Now is the time for my trial. Now, don't be nervous. I'll make it nice and easy for you.
Really?
Thanks in advance. We appreciate it.
Ibis King, don't you think this all rather inappropriate? You may as well be handing them victory on a silver platter. Do not expect me to follow your lead.
Ha! Suit yourself.
Strange time to catch up on sleep.
I'm not sleeping, I'm thinking! It's not that simple, you know.
Ibis King, don't you think this all rather inappropriate? You may as well be handing them victory on a silver platter. Do not expect me to follow your lead.
Ha! Suit yourself.
Done.
Finally. But seriously, that was incredible. Standing on the chessboard. Oh, sorry. I'll save my thoughts for later. Thanks to the three of you for.
We made but a humble contribution.
You lived up to our expectations. Bravo! Our aid was not given for naught.
In addition to the existing functions, I'd like to ask you for another favor. Since Aru's interference shield can cover the entirety of the mausoleum, it should be possible to extend its range even further.
So,
imagine for a moment.
I agree. This is the best solution possible. Please, everyone, we beg you to help us.
Me, oh my! Well, since you ask so very nicely, I suppose... Goti?
Naturally.
Time to go! Let's go find Nahida! There you are. Miss Nicole, she said that Oh, yes, she is. So kind and enthusiastic. Well, time for us to get going.
This should be one of the closest places to Natlan in all of Sumeru. There's the barrier Nicole and Nefer mentioned. It completely... But why? Why separate you from the rest? And if I'm not mistaken, Ermin...
Good question. I'm wondering the same thing myself.
That voice. Mawika! You got here pretty quickly.
Hello, traveler. It's been a while.
Hello there.
Hello, Dendro Archon.
Malika, I apologize for asking you to meet at the border on such short notice. I also apologize for not being able to greet you in person. The form in which you see me now is one carried by the travel. Irminsul has been infiltrated by the Doctor. We must be on our guard, as he can spy on information in the...
My records will be preserved in the Night Kingdom, rather than the ley lines. As long as the Night Kingdom remains disconnected from the ley line cycle.
Exactly.
So by meeting each other in this way, the meeting essentially never happened. No wonder Paimon didn't come. You were concerned that the Natlanese have heard about the situation in Sumeru. With the borders sealed off, merchants have been forced to stop their shipments.
I'd like to address the question you raised at the beginning. I don't reach this conclusion gladly, but... Irminsul predates the heavenly principles. So even when the people of Sumeru became ill because of pollution, it was not a critical issue from the perspective of Irminsul itself. As long as it continues to function normally, the barrier will not be activated. But this time, the Doctor's invasion has directly affected the tree. The heavenly principles established a rule that when Irminsul is plunged into grave danger, a portion of power will be reserved to isolate Sumeru. That way, even if Sumeru is destroyed, the outside world at least has some time to catch its breath.
We'd certainly need it.
The heavenly principles created almost everything that exists in Teyvat today. To them, preserving the existence of the world and its inhabitants takes priority over protecting Sumeru.
Meaning, protecting Sumeru now falls to you.
Yes. My own power may be limited, especially compared to yours. But that doesn't mean that we're just gonna sit around and wait for the end. If necessary...
Nicole of the Hexen Circle didn't say exactly what this meeting was about. But after hearing everything you've said so far, I think I can guess where this is going.
That's right. Nahida and I discussed it at length. We both know how presumptuous this is, but...
You need the pyronosis, don't you?
Yes, you guessed correctly. Originally, I only intended to borrow it, but the situation is far graver than I foresaw. So instead, what?
Why do you sound so nervous? There's no need to be shy.
Surely a gnosis is pretty important to a god.
I guess, but it's not as if losing it would suddenly render us powerless. But I'm sure you don't need me to tell you that. With all the nations you've traveled to, and all the gods you've met, you must have realized that by now. As far as I'm concerned, a gnosis is basically an elemental energy enhancer. But I don't usually use it. You know me. I like to think I'm pretty strong without it.
Yeah, not about to dispute that.
So you see, you don't need to sweat it. Here, take the pyronosis.
Huh? Just like that?
Uh-huh, just like that. To tell the truth, I've always toyed with the idea of giving... I know you accompanied Nahida here to try and increase the chance of success. It's a good thing you did, because your involvement is one of the main reasons you've managed to persuade me.
Are you sure about this?
I won't try to quantify it, but trust me. Handing over the Gnosis to Tumaini is far from the craziest idea I could think of. Besides, even if you hadn't come here personally, I think I still would have agreed to Nahida. Irminsul doesn't just affect Sumeru. It impacts all of Teyvat. I know all too well how difficult it can be to protect the things you care about. You don't need to tell me the specifics of your plan. Where the Gnosis is involved, the tighter the secret...
Malika, my heartfelt thanks go to you.
But now, for the hard part. How do I actually give it to you? The Irminsul barrier is right in the way.
I have an idea.
Just as I thought.
Incredible. What did you do?
Just made a lucky guess. This seems to happen quite a lot. Things that apply to everyone else don't see.
Irminsul usually produces effects based on the records it holds. Since the Traveler is a descender, Irminsul contains no record.
Is that right? You really are... Catch.
Whoa! Thank you, Mawika. Thank you for trusting us with something so important.
All right. No need to get so formal. It's not like we're strangers. Besides, there's still one problem. You might be able to pass through the barrier, but I don't know about...
Let me try some... I have the pyronosis in my hand. It feels strangely ordinary. Not particular... I need to think hard about my memories of Pyro. My memories of journeying through Natlan. All those important experiences I've had.
The Gnosis disappeared. Traveler, are you alright?
I'm fine. The pyronosis disappeared into my body.
Maybe it resonates with you because you've mastered the power of phlogiston. You might not be recorded in the ley lines, but...
Whew.
allow me to express my gratitude once again, Malika.
Pleasure. Well, I've given you all the help I can. The rest is up to you. Good luck.
We won't let you down.
Yeah. We aren't about...
Traveler, Paimon's a tease. Of course. After all the adventures
I'm doing all right. What about you, Nahida?
with the negative effects of Irminsul. But please don't worry. We all know what we're getting into. Stalking the I've been quietly learning little things from everyone. Like plucking tufts of fur from a sumpter beast.
Me too. With the constant traveling, I'm always learning and growing. That's...
I think there's someone else here who would share that sentiment.
Don't worry about what I think.
What are you talking about, Hack?
Says who?
I don't know what...
It shows that you feel comfortable laying down your burdens in our presence. It means that Sumeru is a place you can trust, where you know we have your back. And we feel exactly the same way around you.
It's finally done. Ugh, but I have a nagging feeling that there's something I've forgotten. Oh, there you are. Okay, fair enough. That was a pointless question.
You must really be exhausted.
Well, it's been a busy day.
When work ends, you clock out.
Yeah, we're definitely due a break. Probably a little... Here, this one's for you.
Thanks.
You want a bite?
Are you nervous?
A little, yeah.
Because everything that happens next is beyond my individual control. I don't worry.
What do you mean?
There's only so much I...
Was it like this last?
You mean with Azar?
So the enemy is stronger, but so are we. I still vividly remember the way you interrogated me in the library after the fact. Where were you when
If your memory is so vivid, you might also recall that it was you.
I came for a conversation! I didn't know it was gonna turn into an argument! Anyway, at least I showed up this time.
What do I think? I think we're certainly better off for it.
It's good having me around to help out, huh?
Absolutely.
Certainly feels that way. I just shudder to think. So, do you think this is... The sky is so clear. And there isn't a whiff of decay.
Awful things happen. What you and I have done is increase our...
Lofty ideals may provide no defense at all against not... Oh, nothing. It's nothing. I hope everything works out tomorrow.
It will. As long as we stick to the plan. Our...
It's...
I think it's Ugh.
We'll make our move. Good. As much as possible. That'll be enough.
Master Tainari! Mr. Sino! I brought some juice.
I know how easily you get dehydrated. I gotta ask, though. Who's on juice-making duty to...
Madame Farr is on...
A juicer? Did Sucrose send that to you?
Yeah,
The juice is very sweet.
I think so too.
Kale, How are you feeling?
Physically, I'm okay. It just still feels strange.
I know the feeling.
At least now.
All the more reason that
Those two things are...
What are we all chatting about, Would anyone like any juice? I had some earlier. Very well, very well.
there's this enormous power. And the...
Yeah.
Kale, just because we normally keep the conversation, I don't think it's child...
My professor went... Your rage and your...
Thanks. Miss Nichols, every innocent person who's been hurt needs time to realize, but it's all about to be over.
I don't know if you've known...
And since this isn't a...
Yeah. Sumero is my home.
And once you're done...
Stop it with the sale.
Hey, excuse me. There are still 3
Thank you, madam.
Drink up and enjoy my handiwork. Please. I know. Look at the time. I should head back.
Wait.
Have we met?
Not exactly.
Oh. Your hat got...
You recognize me?
The clue's in the name.
Fair point. I could ask you the same question.
Well...
Did you find the experience...
Honestly, it was tedious and uneventful at first. But eventually, I think I did. I was told that I even shed tears while I was...
Not at all. It just... Good night.
Thank you, sir.
Too bad we've got a fight tomorrow.
Let us pray instead.
Prayer.
Lord Sangama Bay. Came to get some fresh air too, did ya?
That's right. Actually, I was hoping I might run into you, Dia. I wanted to let you know that
No, really? I'll take 2. Any chance of a friend's...
I knew you'd ask that. Surprise! It's free of charge.
That's very generous of you, Lord Sangama Bay.
Nope. Turns out, it's not that easy to turn a profit there. I even remember that merchant.
No way!
Lord Sangama Bay's investment in the
Wait! The pest.
She and Candace go...
Sure, but why did they have to be things about me?
That's how Nefer shows that she cares. She wishes for all of us to know what a generous person you truly are.
It must be hard trying to make a living far away from... Definitely with you on that. Does praying help you stay calm?
Defending one's home is a just cause. My heart is filled with a mix of anger and hope.
Anger.
My lady? What are you doing out here?
Just taking a walk to clear my head.
Yes, Miss Dunyarzad. Would you like to join us?
Come on. It's... Oh.
I remember.
That's right. I see her more as a friend.
Agreed. She's a wise teacher and a good friend.
I spoke with several people. Oh, it makes me glad. I can...
You've grown so much.
Oh, a compliment?
My lady, you've always been a remarkably strong and ambitious person. What are you praying for?
Our beliefs may not be in...
I pray
for the safe return of all my companions. Something on your mind, Miss Nefer?
Nothing in particular. It's just...
But the future has...
Some people know that their people are shaped by their circumstances.
I've always found the perspective of the Vahumana Darshan to be a particularly incisive one.
Even at the height of the crisis in Nodcry, people held up.
Indeed. Regardless of faith, gender, wealth, skin...
The world has never been an especially fair place. Yet now...
Era. To me...
Do angels even feel fear?
Yes. At least, I do. I fear the gap that grows wider with each passing day, and the never-ending flow. Time renders all memories insignificant, and reduces all splendor to nothing. But those memories are the one thing I do not want to lose.
You're very human in that regard.
If angels draw too close to humanity, our wings burn away in the bright flame of awareness, and we fall to the earth. After spending...
Maybe that's a good thing. You're more human than some humans are.
I've been talking to Kale a lot in recent days. We seem to be in completely opposite situations. I suppose that makes us good case studies for comparison.
Case studies?
Myself. It was a gen guiding humans to make the miracles in their hearts a reality. That is my miracle. It doesn't sound so bad, does it?
I have not felt this way in a long time. Standing up high, gazing out at the rolling dunes. One cannot know what freedom truly means without first losing it.
The golden slumber truly lives up to its name as a dreamland. Though desert sands exist there too, no mirage, no matter how glorious, can compare to true beauty.
Dendro Archon, what is on your mind?
I was wondering whose counsel I should seek on the questions in my heart.
What kind of questions?
So many. More than can be put into words. As I once said to a friend, we look, we see, and we comprehend. But the question still troubles us. What are the many disasters that this world faces but the sum of all irresolvable questions?
The biggest question you should be asking is how to seize victory.
Yes. Although, I would express it differently. I must not fail. And so the question I am most curious about now is whether the path to victory will be an arduous one.
What we declare to be a young sapling, we may, in fact, find to be a towering tree, if we would only cast aside our ignorance and look beyond.
Nahida! We're here! Just in time. My preparations are almost complete.
Ready when you are.
We're here too.
Miss Nicole! Miss Nicole! You run so fast! I thought I'd get a lot of exercise as a forest ranger, but I can barely keep up with you.
Sorry, I got a little carried away.
Lesser Lord Kusanali, the equipment is ready, and the modifications to Aru are all complete. As discussed during our meeting...
Accessing Irminsul via the Akasha is no longer feasible at this stage. There are other options, it's just... they're a little more extreme, and more technologically demanding to implement. Maybe you should take it from here.
The architecture and functionality of the Akasha terminals overlap considerably with Aru. There is reasonable evidence to suggest that one was developed based on the other, or that they both utilize technology of the same. As long as the transplant and merge operation succeeds, Aru should theoretically work on a scale greater than the Akasha and approximately equal to Irminsul. It will become the largest active computing device in all of Teyvat. A system this powerful is capable of a lot of different things. In the past, the Akasha was primarily used for one-way information transmission, but I suspect it could also serve as a central bridging hub. In the pursuit of great...
Correct. In academic language, scholars who reach that stage are said to have entered Satyavada life. Hypatia has performed this practice many times in the past, and she was once under my care for a period of time.
Right. And this at least proves that there is a zone within Irminsul that can be connected to.
That's right. Providing wisdom to the people is one of the very reasons for Irminsul's existence. I think I understand where you're going. Please, continue.
In that case, I'll skip to the conclusion then. We need to further modify Aru, merge it with the Akasha, manufacture terminals, and distribute them to every single person we can reach.
Every person? Even the desert folk?
Yes, everyone.
I've already calculated the amount of raw materials we need.
So you mean we're going to get new Akasha terminals?
Yes, but this time the people of Sumeru won't be using them to acquire knowledge, just to connect to Irminsul. That's the key.
When we evacuated the city, we brought all the important assets from the House of Dana, in case we ended up needing them. Fortunately, this included the Akasha system's main terminal. We've checked all—
Everyone in Sumeru is part of the plan. Whoever controls the people controls the situation.
Since this function of Irminsul was introduced, it has only ever been made available to scholars, who don't constitute a particularly large group of people. But by expanding the scale to include all the people of Sumeru, under normal circumstances, Irminsul would be able to cope with the additional load. But with it already being under strain from other activities, its remaining capacity is limited. Thus, it might be possible to shut it down completely by overloading it. Counting down. 3, 2, 1.
Are you ready?
Ready! sought knowledge, they turned to the Tree of Wisdom. Today, we use it to save Sumeru and the whole world. These boughs that nurtured learning must not become tools for destroying the world.
Soul just to stop me? You fools. I have all the time in the world.
Success! The evil Soul tree is step growing!
Great!
What a display of true courage! The courage to think and the courage to act! I never thought I would witness the shutdown of Soul with my own eyes. Perhaps this is human wisdom in action?
Indeed, only humans.
What was once created for spreading knowledge is now used for another purpose. A rather ingenious plan.
I am grateful to you three for your help. Only thanks to you were we able to extend Aru's interference capabilities to cover all terminals. Now, nobody who wears a terminal will have their activity accurately tracked by Soul. No matter how many eyes Dottore possesses, he will not be able to see us clearly. Now for the next step. I will need the help of your supreme powers once again.
How might we be of service, Lord of Dendro?
I need to reach the Eternal Oasis immediately. Right now?
In that case, Ibis King, would you agree that this is a fine opportunity to dust off our old tricks?
Never. I assume you have that chess set with you?
You mean the one you gave to me as a gift? Asking for it back, are you?
How could I? You misjudge me. I just wanted to show you another way you can use it. Connect to Safei Shatranj.
Safei Shatranj? You mean that place in the desert?
Thoth's chess set gains its power from the chessboard laid out in the desert by King Deshret and ourselves. All ceremonies conducted using the chess set must be activated via Safei Shatranj. In other words, the chess set is an extension of the chessboard. In the past, moving a chess piece was a sacred and momentous act.
Transfer initiated. Entering live combat mode.
We haven't heard a single word from our spy in the desert. I'm afraid he might have been captured.
Never mind.
But we spent years turning him. And a lot of Mora.
Nothing comes for free in this world, but the loss is not without its purpose. For a small price, we have wasted a precious amount of the limited time they have. Quite a bargain, if you ask me.
Understood.
Weighing profit against loss is a necessary part of life. But to tell the truth, I have been operating at a loss since this all began. Since many centuries ago, in fact. For instance, why would a banker act as the executor of a will? If you hadn't deposited your personal belongings at Northland Bank, I would have no reason to be here right now. Dottore, I've placed your final data backup into the ley lines as per our contract. I trust we are now square for the safe deposit fees you paid.
Is it not a little petty to split hairs like this, given our amicable relationship?
I consider sound bookkeeping a matter of principle.
Do not forget that you only live to see this day thanks to me. In fact, every day of your life since you met me, you've been...
Why, that's hardly a fair assessment. I will concede that my survival was perhaps at your whim, but I became a harbinger on my own merits. Managing money is not like other professions. Mine is not a role I could have acquired based on your recommendation alone, and certainly not one I could have lasted so long in without genuine ability.
The information stored in the ley lines is quite comprehensive. Rest assured, I have not forgotten how strong your pride is. Well, I presume you have no sense of fragmentation while talking with me.
How could anything possibly go wrong with such strict measures in place? The remainder of your soul was split in two, with one half sent to Nodcry and the other stored in the most secure vault of the Northland Bank. Though I must say, your disdain for the other segments is quite amusing. Zandik is you, and you are Zandik. Zandik created the segments, yet you, a segment yourself, reject him.
That is, Zandik, created segments of various ages in his later years. To achieve this, he had to freeze time and part with a portion of his soul. But as constructive as it sounds, it erases my uniqueness. If each segment is equally me, then by the same token, none of them are truly me. A soul living forever in the past inevitably holds different views than he did in his later years. The same thing that completes me also restricts me. You too might ask yourself which stage of your life you want to be preserved at. The day your business failed? Or the day you were framed by a gang and sold?
We needn't dredge up the past.
This undesirable plan was eventually scrapped. Lesser Lord Kusanali, and after that, I concluded that there was no more.
The other half of your soul suffered a crushing defeat in Nodcry, you know.
And yet in the process, I obtained the information I always wanted, did I not?
I once thought your ultimate goal was to ascend to godhood. But as it turns out, that was merely one of your experiments.
Experiments take many forms. Most people are too eager for success, too fixated on the end goal. They forget that the experimental process itself is just as important. A suspiciously vacant seat, a new face. I trust you can put two and two together. The reason it doesn't exist is because someone tampered with the record.
What can I say? After all your efforts, you really did uncover the world's secrets. So, is the new world you promised a lie?
No, it never was. I am glad to be able to control Irmin's soul from within. Now I shall attempt to create a new world inside the existing one. Almost everyone faces the prospect of death, but not a single person has ever been able to experiment unrestrained in the afterlife through sheer force of will. I am the only one to have overcome this enormous challenge. Would I not be letting the world down if I didn't make the most of the opportunity to experiment?
Clearly, the dividing of your soul did not affect the magnitude of your ego. Out of all the versions of you that have ever existed, this you is the most insane and the most radical.
Is that why you chose to work with me? Which was it then? My insanity? Or my radicalism?
Could I call myself a venture capitalist without a suitably ambitious plan to invest in? Yours happened to fit the bill quite perfectly.
Well then, I must say, while I am surprised enough that you showed up at all, what surprises me more is that you chose to present yourself as my former subordinate, and not as the banker Pantalone.
Why make things harder than they need to be? Exposing my true identity in a situation like this would only serve to destroy diplomatic relations between Snezhnaya and Sumeru. I daren't imagine the consequences. Showing up in the name of the original antagonist gives you the recognition you rightly deserve, while also being sensitive to Snezhnaya's predicament. It was an easy win. As for why I'm here, if you're suggesting that your credit is in the negative, I won't argue with that. Many people say that about you.
I'd argue that a significant factor in your willingness to cooperate is the fact that you have but a few years of life left after my death. living and dying. Is it not true?
So some of what I said actually especially for a human being.
Let's not pretend that you're any more innocent than I am. Are we not the same in this regard? We both despise the existing laws of this world.
Is it really so greedy to want the...
Of course not, my dear friend. And as I've said before, mutual interest is the foundation for the most reliable of relationships. You can attest to that.
I just hope there never comes a day when I have to work too hard to prove that.
Regrader, sir. People have been spotted approaching Sumeru City.
How strange. Despite your access to Irminsol's data, it appears the soldiers noticed before you did. They must have found a workaround. Well, Dottore, I trust you know what this means. The fact is...
They're coming. They'll breach the city gates any moment now.
But even so, I would say Irminsol is a wonderfully convenient thing on the whole. If you do manage to create a new world, perhaps you could plant one outside my office, too.
I'll consider it.
What do you need me to do? Stall them?
The experiment will take time. Stall them for as long as possible.
Very well. But you're really asking for the moon here. Have you heard this story? There was once a guilty man, kneeling in the center of a church while an angry mob outside waited to bring him to justice. He pleaded with the gods, begging them to grant him one final request, the chance to finish confessing his sins before he was sentenced. Many suns and moons passed, seasons changed, and still his confession continued, as if he intended to speak until the end of time.
Are you suggesting I worship you as a god? Or were you hoping that I might confess my sins to you?
Certainly not the latter. That would make my life miserable indeed.
For someone who despises them so, you never seem to have any objections to me creating or becoming one. At first, I thought you'd be furious.
Concerned I would terminate our partnership, were you?
Not at all. You had reasons why our partnership must continue.
Don't you find people's attitudes toward gods amusing? A god descends from the heavens and people worship it unreservedly, blindly following whatever rules are given to them. And yet, when they see an ordinary person gain godlike levels of power by virtue of their own hard work, they treat him with nothing but suspicion, even if he is a compatriot.
Is that supposed to be a compliment?
No. I was just thinking. I pity the man who would call you a compatriot.
There's no need to be so self-critical. I know it's a little late in the day to be asking this, but how have you been keeping?
I'm flattered that you would take the time out of your busy schedule to consider my well-being, Doctor. The part of your soul that went to Nodcry caused quite a stir, sending our organization back to the drawing board on numerous fronts. It was quite a headache for everyone involved.
Dear me, I must have caused you no end of trouble.
You certainly did. Don't worry,
Now I'm curious. How did you explain?
Oh, it was quite simple. I just pinned the blame on someone who wasn't there to defend himself. I could hardly be expected to defy the demands of someone as insistent as the Second Harbinger, now could I?
How you slander me. You know full well that I am perfectly amenable to reason. There's no question that you are partly to blame for the ruin of my reputation over the years. Do you have anything lined up for when this is?
Hard to say. Field work always takes quite a toll.
Why are you so eager to ruin your...
If you have an issue with it, feel free to try to stop me. Isn't it a little too early to be saying goodbye? Not that I wish to keep you from your business, of course. Very well. Let's leave the conversation there for now.
The power of King Deshret's 7 pillars is truly remarkable. With just a chessboard, you can move an entire unit across the material plane.
Yeah, sets us up for a much easier fight. Really makes my day. The last time we stormed the city, it involved a lot more running around.
I wonder how many people can say they stormed a city twice in their lifetime.
I was just thinking that. I've definitely had.
This is my first time here, actually.
I hope this will be my last.
Does everyone have to chime in?
What an amusing comment,
Whoa! Why is...
Because the image on her shield is one of me. And I, of course, can appear wherever...
Huh. Well, la-di-da. Isn't that fancy? Could I get in on this?
You wish for your gauntlet to speak? Why, certainly.
Ahem. I think you'll find that it is I who...
Thanks.
You're welcome, my lady. I am glad to lend you my power.
Sino, what's the situation?
There are troops stationed at Everyone, stick to the plan. We'll take the main entrance. You head for the House of Dana's side door. Move out.
Cleanup sequence initiated. Surge.
The night cometh. Observe. Be silent. Night falls. Close your eyes. Do you fear the dark?
Insulation chamber deployed.
You're my target!
Observe. Do you fear the dark?
Cleanup sequence initiated.
I never...
Close your eyes. Be silent.
Annihilation mode.
Flame, a midnight for all. You're not going anywhere!
Close your eyes. Observe. To dust. Be silent.
Hand it over! You're my target!
Insulation chamber deployed. Cleanup sequence initiated.
Match and grab!
Observe. Be silent. Do you fear the dark? Observe.
Insulation chamber
You're my target!
Be silent. Close your eyes.
Night falls. Night falls.
Ad Astra.
This realm... If you ever...